welcome to Mike and Mike, a show. I'm sure we were away for probably about 2 weeks. We have some little issues what we were dealing with, for the last 2 weeks. But we are back now, and we're back on track. And the last time you guys saw us, I was solo, but the family is back again. So we welcome them again one more time. And we thank you for taking the time out to like us, share, and subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe. And tell a friend, tell everyone who you can share it with to subscribe and to like our channels and so forth. Without further ado, let's get to it. Now, to my immediate right, we have Mr. Angel, a.k.a. Prime Minister Khalees,
a.k.a. Mr. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was well timed. Thank you.
You know how it goes.
Thanks.
Just straightforward, we have Mr. Justin,
a.k.a.
King Tox,
baby,
in the house, baby.
The king of toxicity.
The king of toxicity.
Yes.
What a thing to embrace.
Remember, fellas, when your girl tells you, babe, I love you, be like, yeah, I love me too.
No, we're not touching that one.
Strictly for the
No, no, that one illegal. That one can go. And last but not least, Mike, a.k.a. Porter in the house.
A.k.a. who is this nincompoop?
Who's
this crap?
Yes, indeed. Bull crap. A lot of nincompoops we're going to discuss about. And, last but not least, again, we have our famous baby Trump.
The intelligent investor.
The intelligent investor still not here. But, again, in due season, he shall return.
Yes.
And when he returns, we're going to light up this place. Anyway.
That's a fact. He's here in spirit.
Yes.
Yes, he's always here with us in spirit.
So forth. And the other thing, too, we want to continue to pray for Jamaica, pray for their recovery. Things are looking somewhat good. They have a long way to go. But, keep on supporting for those who can support, whether it's a 10 cents, $1, or a quarter, whatever you can do.
How much money was raised so far? Do you know? Like I want
well,
to say,
so
on a
far, what I've
cumulative.
noticed is a couple millions there. I mean,
Couple million?
England dropped a couple. It was like 50 million. The U.S. gave, I think, like 20-something million.
And it's being allocated properly. They're not trying to do.
No,
they're trying to pocket it.
Yeah, obviously it was.
Christ.
It was really, that was pretty much known anyway.
The leaders in Jamaica who are pocketing this money.
You
do realize?
Are you speculating, man?
No, this is what's going on.
No, I
mean,
believe
even the people are crying out. If you go and watch these videos, the people are crying out. They're like, we get all this support. I mean, you have artists also doing support, and what the artists are starting to do on an independent level, instead of they going and giving the government, they are doing it themselves.
Exactly. That's what you need to do.
That's the best way
That's what
to
you
do
need
it,
to do.
because they ensure that the people
Directly
are getting
to the people.
And you people that are pocketing aid money, shame on you. Shame on you.
Crazy,
that is your country. Okay, that is your nation. Shame on you. And you know who you are. Karma gets you in the future.
Ouch.
For real. I mean, a lot of people are in need, and they're not doing anything. I mean, with all the support what they're getting from these other countries. I don't know. I'm going to actually look it up. We know that at least we know the U.S. Is supporting them. Whether they're giving them in Jamaican dollars or the U.S. dollars, regardless of what, they're getting a couple millions. And for them to receiving these money and things are still dragging out. Yeah. And people are still, I mean, according to certain prediction, I guess scholars or people who kind of into this disaster recovery thing, they're saying that right now Jamaica is not halfway. Quarter.
That's their assessment. Like,
it's gonna take a long time period. Remember, they
to
also
rebuild it. Yeah,
they were just coming out of. Some people just before Melissa. Some people just got back light from who was that? Or what was that hurricane that passed through there? I forgot the name of the hurricane that was passed through it. Some of them literally just got back light maybe a couple of weeks or a month ago.
And now they got to go through it again.
I know they got to go through it again, probably for a longer time.
Horrible.
It's crazy. And then the government is just dragging their feet of recovery because
somebody gotta pray for Jamaica hard. Like the lady, not to segue, but The Miss Universe lady or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that
Why?
is
She had
another-
said something about Jamaica?
She took a tumble, man. She fell off stage.
Oh, she fell off stage.
Yeah, she's in a critical situation right now. I think she's kind of recovering good now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw the video a few times because I heard these guys was talking about, but I couldn't picture who they were referring to. And then eventually, I kind of put two and two together after I saw the video and realized it was her.
Yeah.
And I saw the fall, bro. She fell face.
She couldn't even break her fall, bro. She didn't even.
Face. I mean, the step. You have your left.
What, she
right,
fell face
left.
forward, right in her
Yes,
face?
face forward. She fell like
Ooh.
something like this on her face.
She in the ICU. She was in the ICU.
Yeah. I think
What
she-
country did she represent? Jamaica?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she was, okay.
I think but she was in, what country was that? I think it was
Thailand.
China or Thailand. One of them.
Okay. Yeah, it was a
Thailand.
beauty pageant, I'm
Yeah.
assuming, like a global beauty
Thailand,
pageant.
right.
Okay.
It's Miss
And
Universe.
It's crazy, man.
Wow.
It's just like, I mean, some people is like, but how did you see that? You can see that gap in the, I guess, when I looked in the video, her head was like sky up. Like she just walking. You know how those models walk
Oh,
and
man,
they have a posture, how they walk and look up
I
and
hope
stuff
she's
like that.
okay, because if a fall like that means she had a busted her chin or busted her nose.
Yeah,
that's
they didn't
not a
really-
good look.
They didn't really give our information on what type of a damage it. They're just
Yeah.
saying that she was in ICU. Now she's probably out, but she's not doing great, and she's kind of doing it. So I don't think they're gonna reveal all of that if she got bust
Yeah.
up face or whatever the case.
Well, hopefully she pulls through.
Prayers
I
up,
guess
prayers
we'll-
up.
Prayers
Yeah.
up for her family. Obviously, they're probably worried about that. That's definitely not a good look, especially in one of those pageants to where beauty is the main thing.
Especially they just came out of a hurricane.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're not.
It's a
You know,
double whammy
Jamaica's
right
not
there.
catching a break, man. But that just means there's a bigger pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Yeah.
I like that. That's some positive outlook.
Yeah.
A bigger pot of gold.
Nah, because trust me, when I'm like things like that, like they're not catching a break, that means something has to give. Bad things bad things happen, but everything is cyclical. It just can't keep happening and happening and happening, and then not something good happens.
I like that. That's deep.
You
This
know what I
guy
mean?
makes me get very optimistic.
Who?
This guy right here. I'm
Who,
like,
King Tox?
Very uplifted.
King of toxicity?
Toxicity. Oh boy. Oh, pertaining to the news that I was sharing. So the following hurricane, Melissa, Jamaica received up to $150 million in payout.
Okay.
From the World Bank of
Catastrophe bond.
What, catastrophe aid?
Yeah, catastrophe bond.
Okay.
And 70.8 million payout from the Caribbean Catastrophe Bank Risk Hurricane Facility, CCF, IF, whatever the case.
How much money has the Chinese merchants put up? Because there's a lot of, remember, the Chinese have a lot invested in Jamaica. How much money did they put up?
The country received 11 million from the U.S. Okay, so it's 11 million from the U.S.
Okay.
And as of emergency, appeal in of 23 million from the International Federal of Red Cross. And
Okay.
That's
So that's a lot of-
That's 200.
That's a lot of
that's
money.
about
That's a lot of
$250
money.
million
Something like that.
for a developing third world country.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
But hopefully
and the
it's
funniest
getting
thing-
allocated properly.
and it's the sad part is not.
Yeah.
It's not, because a lot of people are complaining and crying down there, and it's like,
Yeah.
this is crazy.
No,
I mean,
and-
they're going at the government. I mean, and this is more likely where it's coming from. They're
And then
going
you got to
at
be
it.
careful because the vultures are circling. When I mean the vultures, I mean like BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, these guys that will try to come in and buy everything for pennies on the dollar.
I think the most they're going to see out of this money is probably a quarter of it.
Yeah.
Probably
That's
quarter.
sad.
This,
That's
which
sad.
is really sad.
Because
they should have an audit team, though.
look, like I said, I understand there's always a skim. There's always gonna be a skim.
It's
But
crazy.
you don't skim. When you skim 10, 15%. You don't skim 80, 85% and then use 10 to 15%. It doesn't work that way. That's not how a skim works.
Especially from the
That is just
deserving
greed.
individuals.
Exactly. Come on. And then, like I said, these people that are taking that money, your karma's going to come to you. You think it's not. It will. Believe that.
Their time will come.
Yep. And your karma's going to be, and I'll be standing right over there, King Tox,
King Tox
ready
in the
to,
house, ready
ready
for
to
you.
beat you with a chain.
You know, that karma stick.
Yep. I'm gonna douse you in baby oil and then just start whipping you.
All right, so Tox,
Unbelievable.
you got the floor. What is on your agenda? You know, there's a lot of news inside of the forum right now. So
Yes.
kick it off.
Well, like I said, congratulations, New York City residents. You played yourself. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that voted for Zolk Bad Salami.
Kandadi.
How you feeling now, right? You're not getting no free buses.
No free
Rent's not going to get frozen.
No rent stabilized.
Minimum wage will not be $30 an hour. And he was making friends with my man Donnie T. You saw him, right? He was just standing right next to Donnie T in the Oval Office like a lapdog. Like a lapdog. Every single one of you that voted for Zolk Bad Salami.
You know, the funniest thing is that
Mom Donnie, that is.
He when he went there, which he had the opportunity to say, Trump is
fascist.
A fascist. He had the opportunity to say it. He didn't say it.
Trump said, "Oh no, you can call me it." That's how gangster he is.
when he come back to New York, and he still didn't call him so. And when he come back to New York and have his press conference, he started, well, I believe Trump is a fat. Like,
why couldn't you standing right next
why
to
you
him?
didn't say it right? And even
Exactly.
Trump,
You were standing right next to
Trump
him.
even told him that. You could call him so.
He should have stood on that.
Yes, exactly. Mayor Salami, huh?
Show you that this guy is really a con artist. He just
He's a con artist.
bull crap out of his mouth.
Exactly.
And again,
Bull crap.
I can't blame New York too much. I mean, I still gonna bash them over the head, but I can't bash them too hard because what happened is that he knows that these people are suffering, and anything comes or sounds good, they're gonna run with it.
Yeah.
They're not thinking logically. They're not thinking practically. They're not thinking on a principle. They're not thinking overall. The moment they hear something that probably could take them out of their situation, they're gonna run with it without analyzing it. And that's what Kandadi did.
Exactly.
That's what he did.
I like that, Kandani. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna call him. Kandani Salami.
That's is like victimization. Like, you don't want to take advantage of a vulnerable population.
Exactly. But see, it's not even taking advantage of a vulnerable population. You know what? Like I said, to the voters that voted him in, shame on you and you understand? Because that's exactly what you get. Because most of the people that voted for him
him the election.
Yeah, most of the people that voted for him, you're under 30 years old. You have a nonsense degree. You're not even from New York City because you had these big dreams that you were going to make it, and when you finally realized you couldn't, now you want somebody else to pay for your nonsense. Shame on you. Now the joke's on you.
Right,
the joke is on you.
It's
okay?
crazy. I'm like, why you guys couldn't see this?
We hope for the best.
You elected a charlatan.
When is he getting inaugurated?
You elected a charlatan for mayor.
When is he getting?
January. I think it's January.
It's like January 20th, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I know what is the inaugural date?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like January 20th, somewhere around there. January 16th, something like that. But what it is, he's already look. Governor Hochul already turned down that free bus program. Y'all ain't getting no free buses.
We had already called that 3 months ago.
Come on, you're not. The minimum wage is not being raised to $30 an hour, and there will be no rent freeze. So what are you gonna do now? What are you gonna do now?
January 1st.
You voted for a socialist.
Yeah.
You understand? I'm half Venezuelan. My country, Venezuela, when it got taken over by Chavez 20 years ago, they were saying socialism was good. Now it's 20 years later. There are kids in Venezuela that have to eat food out of a garbage can. That's socialism. All right? So be prepared for that.
It is sad, people. I shared with you before. We are getting hit from the federal level now in New York, at least.
Now
I don't
you're
know
getting hit
about
from the
other
city
state.
level.
Now we're getting hit from the city level. So you have one pushing you down, one hitting your stomach. I mean, how much people can you bear? I can't bear this crap. I don't know about you, but I can't bear it. And this is the thing I was trying to avoid. But I guess you're using emotions.
Exactly.
And overthrowing logics.
They hear the word free, like you said. Mm-hmm. They hear the word free, and you lose.
You lose consciousness.
You lose all consciousness. You lose all ability of critical thinking. Nothing in now. I hope this is a lesson learned. Nothing in this world is free.
The sad part is that
nothing.
They're probably still gonna learn. If another con artist come up again, they probably will run with the same crowd. It's like they don't learn.
Nonsense.
They don't learn. Look what the same thing with Trump. He came in office. You saw the level of his snakeness, if that's the word, and then he come again, and you still. So that's what I'm saying. They're not gonna learn.
No, they're not. And
they're not gonna learn.
Oh my God! Like I said, there was with Trump, there's certain things that you did that were good, but you sold us out, bro. You sold us out to Israel.
Yeah, not being biased, as I said before.
You sold us out, Donnie. You really did.
how Trump move. I don't like him as this personality. However, anytime he does something good, I supported it.
Yeah.
I support it. I am not biased.
I like his personality. I think he's
Yeah,
funny.
I mean, I'm not biased. And the funniest thing is that he show you who he is. He said,
No.
I'm a snake, I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a whatever the case may be, however you want to draw the line towards him. But the funniest thing that if you know he's not a good person, why you still put him in office? And then now you guys, oh, if I didn't know. No, you know. What the hell are you talking about if you didn't know?
Yeah.
He told you that.
Yeah,
We
no,
are-
but you
we are supposed to know.
well, like you said, like I said, you sold like my only
We're
disagreement. You
supposed to do
sold us
our
out.
homework before we make a decision.
You don't have
We
to
gotta
make
a
it.
very-
You didn't have
we
to
gotta
do
make
no
a very
homework on Trump.
informed decision.
You sold us out. I mean, like I said, when people tell me, "Oh, what you think Kamala would have been better?" No, Kamala would have been worse. But what I'm saying is that Donnie, you sold us out. So I think as the American people, what they should learn is that I think next time around, nobody should vote for anything. They need to earn our vote. That's what it is. What are you
Well, we
going to
don't
do for
vote.
me?
How-
what are you going to do? We got midterms coming up, right?
Somebody
That's
will
when
win that
congressmen
vote.
win their terms. I don't think Congress should get voted in. I think now the people, and you need to listen very carefully, the people, you have the choice for midterms. So whoever's in your congressional district, you need to ask them, what are you going to do for me? Now you need to earn my vote instead of listening to their nonsense.
I think so.
You
I
understand?
think that's a good.
That's
a good path.
everybody's head is on the chopping block now.
I like that.
Because you haven't done anything
Yep.
for us.
It's a nice
Nothing.
proposition.
If that's the case, we might as well just govern ourselves. And to be honest, I think if we were to govern ourselves, we'd probably be a lot better off.
No,
I know, I think it would be
definitely
chaos.
not. Definitely
Huh?
not. Definitely not.
not.
We have a
Why
power,
not?
We have a power struggle.
Huh?
We have a power struggle.
Hey, only the strong survive. Survival of the fittest, baby. Like I've
Yeah,
been
they
telling,
was talk-
like
You
I've been
can't
telling
do-
y'all since jump.
You can't negotiate with toxic.
Survival of the fittest. Only the strong survive.
If you leave it up to tax for us to govern ourselves, oh God have mercy.
It's Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome out here. Look,
Yeah,
and I'm saying
exactly.
that, and I'm saying that acting like I'm an alpha. I'm not an alpha. I can easily get taken out. I can easily get taken out. I can easily perish. But I'm prepared for that because that's what it is. I can see clearly now the rain is gone.
Unbelievable.
King Tox, baby.
Yo, you can't make this stuff if you try, yo.
Okay? It's Mad Tox Beyond Thunderdome. I'm Mel Gibson.
Sound like a
Oh.
motivational speaker.
And talk about what about the the 16
Oh,
days
the
domestic
60
violence.
days
Yeah,
activism. It starts on November 25th.
What's that?
16 days of activism.
like
activism. It's about
gender-based violence, domestic violence. This is like a big
like
thing.
against like women, like
Yeah, this is going on in Belize right now. Like this is what it started in Belize.
It's
off the
actually
West
it's
Indies.
actually a global thing.
It's a global thing.
So
Yes,
enlighten me.
Like
like
encouraging-
gender-based violence, domestic violence.
And encouraging like government, like big companies and individuals and stuff to like do away with violence.
To really combat domestic
conscious.
violence, like gender-based violence.
Combat,
So
yes.
basically, like a spouse beating on his wife. This is becoming. What's happening now is that it's becoming a very, very bad problem to where I want to say it's a good. What did she say? I think Dr. McKay. Shout out to Dr. McKay.
100%.
Dr. McKay said about like 45%.
So
That's a high percentage
Of violence.
of domestic violence throughout on a global scale.
like,
That's
So
kinda
this
high,
is
yeah.
this is a problem. That's a
we
problem.
have to teach our young men and
You have to
women
teach them-
to not resort to violence.
Exactly. You need
in
to
relationship.
Learn, you need to learn communication. You need to learn conflict resolution. This is
But
very
I,
important.
I would not isolate it to just to domestic violence. What I would have
Yeah.
done.
Well, they
I would
call
have-
it gender-based
I
violence,
would
but
have
basically that's
globalized
TV.
it. Globalize it, meaning
Yeah.
like no violence. I mean, it's impossible, but at the same time,
Well, no, some violence is necessary, sir.
No, like abuse.
Like what?
Abuse in the whole.
Well, yeah,
'cause
we mean basically abuse.
abuse could also be verbal.
Yeah, like verbal
Without being
abuse.
I mean, yes.
Financial abuse.
Correct.
Financial abuse to where you're holding somebody hostage because I'm the breadwinner. You have to do what I say, or if you don't, I'm going to cut you
or
off.
verbal as what he said, verbal abuse and stuff
Exactly, verbal, psychological,
Emotional.
abuse,
Right.
emotional abuse,
Yes.
things like that.
My
Not
mom
all violence, because I think
went
some
through
violence
that.
is necessary. Violence is necessary.
So we just want
In
to
some
we want
areas.
to raise awareness to it. Things to mention that.
Yeah.
But you said violence. Some violence are necessary.
Yes.
In what context?
Say for instance, okay.
Self-defense to me.
Say for instance, yeah, violence is necessary in defense, in
That's
defending
not
yourself.
violence. This is something that
Um,
you're protecting something that been caused on top of you.
Like, let's put it
right?
this way, like
So
violence.
you wouldn't consider that
Yeah,
isn't
but
a violence.
If
itself.
fighting fire with fire is
like
violence.
let's put it this way, violence against a certain nation state that's illegally occupying somebody else's land for the last 80 years. Yes, violence needs to be used against you very brutally with no prejudice.
You know where he's going. Right?
And you know who you are. That's all I'm going to say.
That's why I asked the question. What type of violence you talking about?
You know what type of violence.
But coming back to your
Yeah.
statement is that what you just said again.
No, as far as like,
No, like violence is violence. It is self-defense.
Yeah. In
But
self-defense,
again,
that's
I mean, I would not see it as a violence. I mean, like, so if someone coming trying to kill you and you can't defend yourself, you're gonna lay dead. The Bible even talk.
No.
Let me
Yeah.
even get a little
But
spiritual.
once
Yeah,
The
you
Bible
defend
even
yourself.
talk about says that you gotta defend yourself. If the thief come in to rob you, at the end of the day, you gotta protect yourself. So if God is telling you this through this word,
No, I mean, not every situation is avoidable.
right? So
but
again,
we
when
avoid it to the greatest extent
I
possible.
would not apply. They're bringing violence to you. You know, it's either two things you're trying to do. Either you're trying to decommission it, or you are responding by protecting yourself. I don't see that you are pushing violence. The person that's pushing violence to you when they're trying
Right.
to hurt you.
Yeah, you're just
stuff like
defending
that.
yourself. I can agree
So
with that.
in that context, that's why I said I don't see.
Not
as
in that
violence.
context, then it would be valid. But the thing is that we have to try to not resort to that. Some
course.
people provoke,
Mm.
instigate.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah. I'm like, there's obviously, like I said, that goes back to conflict resolution, communication,
Case in point.
things
Case
like
in
that.
point,
But yeah,
actually.
but just basically, up against gender-based violence, which could be
Respect and appreciate
physical,
each
like you
other.
said, physical abuse,
Verbal
psychological
abuse.
verbal abuse, mental abuse. So that's basically what's starting now. I think she said it goes on for the next 25 days or something
Up
like that.
until December 10th.
Yeah. So we just wanted to touch on that.
16
so,
days of activism.
yes,
Awareness.
exactly. 16 days of activism is the hashtag.
Standing up against violence, domestic
Yes.
violence.
So what is this? What else is on your agenda, sir? What do you think? What's going on? There's a lot of things out there. So
Well, I know. I definitely wanted to touch. Like, I just wanted to basically rub it in their face that that you voted for Zogbat Salami,
Oh, good
and
for
now
them.
look what happened.
good for them. Good
Yes,
for the
good for them.
Yorkers. Good
We
for
don't
you.
feel sorry for you.
Not feeling 1 inch of sorry.
Yeah, we don't
from
feel
the
sorry
federal
for you.
level and from the local level. That's who
Exactly.
live in New York. Good for you.
What are your thoughts on Marjorie Taylor Greene stepping down from Congress?
Well, the thing is, I mean, she's stepping down because of what Trump is doing towards her.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And then, I mean, look on what. Okay, so piggybacking off what you said pertaining to this violence thing,
Yeah.
right? So you have it was like 4 Democrats, including maybe a Republican was
Yeah.
involved, where they came out and they make a statement because they were saying something that these Marines or soldiers or National Guards and stuff
Yeah.
like that, they can't just do certain things like that and take over the city like that. And because of that, actually, no, the actually statement what triggered Trump is that they're saying to the Army and the National Guard and said, if there is a law that would be broken, even though the chief of or the commanding chief would give a command that would violate
Yeah.
the law, they will not do it. They're telling them not to support that.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. So in other words, they're saying that if you as my boss telling me that I work for you and you have, let's say even you own the company,
Yeah.
to go even that in depth, you own the company, you're telling me to go do something illegal to bring you money in.
Yeah.
I'm not going to support that. I'm
No,
going
it's an integrity issue. I agree
and
100%.
That's exactly what these 4 congressmen
Yeah.
or 5 congressmen
Yeah.
says. You know what Trump says? This crap need to what he said word for, I got to look it up word for word, but what I can remember when he says that because of this type of rhetoric according to him, they need to be put to death.
Yeah, and that's Donnie. I'm telling you right now, you're losing a lot of supporters behind that because I really didn't appreciate. Marjorie Taylor Greene was the last person that I thought I'd agree with in the year 2025. That woman has made a lot of sense.
It's
Okay?
crazy.
She's
True.
about America first. She has taken zero money from our foreign agent lobbying services, and she's being a true patriot to a country, and then you're bullying her and calling her all kinds of names. Shame on you, Donnie.
That's
you know
crazy.
better than that. Same thing with Thomas Massey. Thomas Massey is speaking the truth, and then you're trying to blackball Thomas Massey. That's not right, man, because they're about this country. Last time I checked, I'm American. You understand? This is my country. This is all I know. This is what matters to me. You understand? Unfortunately, I know there's other things going on in the countries. That is not my concern. My concern is what goes on in my country and my country only. Okay?
That's solid.
You are sitting here advocating for foreign interests, okay? And you're really showing the kind of person that you are. You're showing that you're bought and paid for. Shame on you, Donnie, because I'm somebody that supported you. You understand? I still somewhat support you because there's still some things that I do agree with. I still agree with, I still agree with ICE. I am not against ICE. I feel, that needs to be done. But you're playing with us. You're gaslighting us. You're trying to insult our intelligence. And now you're picking on people because they're not falling in line with you. And this is where I have to agree with Maga Porter when you're trying to be a dictator. Bro, this is America, okay? We're all dictators. You do not dictate anything to us. You're supposed to lead us, not dictate.
That's a fact.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
That's the funniest thing. That's the same thing what Sojin that we were talking about. That you are a leader of this country.
Exactly.
And matter of fact, you are the leader.
You are the leader of the free
world.
world. You have to lead by example.
Look towards you, any other leader, but the U.S. has a high standard where everyone look to the president who's running the country. So this country, so it's like the entire world kind of looking up to the U.S. At the end of the day. So you have a president and operating and behaving like some common dog, or someone who don't have no type of 2-grade education, or behaving some radical way. It's crazy. This is foolishness.
Yeah, it is.
As I said before, I don't like Trump in the contents of how his personality and his characteristic, but at the same time, when he does things, I support him 100%.
Of course.
I support
when he does
him
right things.
When he does the right thing. I support him. I shake him. I will shake his hand for some of the stuff what he has done. But at the same time, Danny, as what he said, come on, man, you're falling off track, bro.
Exactly.
You're doing a lot of foolishness from day one, bro. You gotta cut this crap out.
And you were showing that you were bought and paid for. You were showing more empathy towards a foreign nation's interest as opposed to your own. Okay? Last time I checked, you're American. Okay? You're from Queens. Okay? Last time I checked, we are American. Even if we are Americans. It is America first. That is not an anti-Semitic diatribe. That is nothing like that. That is America first. We are proud of our country. We are proud of our nation.
100%.
You understand? You're going to lose a lot of supporters, Donnie. You really are, man. You really are. And for the people out there that are just blindly following Donald Trump, you're an idiot. Okay? You and I are not the same. We really aren't, because I'm a critical thinker. And I will hold the people that I support accountable for their actions. And Donnie, I'm holding you accountable for your actions, man. Because like I said, there's people like me that actually supported you. And we get called names. And all we want to do is we want our country to be great the way it's supposed to be.
Absolutely.
It is crazy. Folks, I don't know what to say to you guys, but my mom always have this, always saying this to me that you're gonna, you can't hear, you're gonna feel, and we are feeling it now.
That might be a Caribbean thing.
It's a Caribbean.
Nah, I think that's a global thing. He's absolutely right.
I grew up. It may be a global thing, but I grew up here.
No, but I feel that. I know exactly. You can't hear, but you feel it right
it's
now.
Logic. You can't hear, you're gonna feel, and feel in the contents of if you go against the grain of life itself, or grain of things that is you should be going to doing. Like for instance, you're robbing banks, murdering people, or whatever the case may be. You're gonna feel pain because somebody's gonna turn that same. They would call it karma.
Yeah. You know what we're feeling right now? We're Americans. Obviously, we're from different nations, but we're Americans. We're from here, right? But right now, in our own country, we're not even being looked. Americans are not being looked out for in America. We're Americans, and we're not even. We're last on the list in our own country.
Facts.
You're worried about everything else.
Facts.
But we are last on the list in our own country. That's like being the head of a household. That's like us being the men of the house, paying all the bills, working hard. And our wife won't even leave us a plate of food in the microwave when we get home all day.
That's from your perspective.
And
right
that's
there.
what's happening right
Very
now.
disturbing, but
That's what's happening to 330 million Americans right now. That we're being put last in our own country. That's not right.
need to prioritize.
And this ain't a race.
Bring it back home.
This ain't a race thing because
What's
anybody.
What's his name, Donnie? Bring it back home, Donnie.
Yeah.
We need that.
Yeah. No, and I'm saying, Donnie, come on, man. You
for the home
ran on
team.
this Make America Great Again, and then MAGA has basically, what people don't understand is that MAGA has actually morphed into its own thing because we actually do want to make America great. I don't think it's ever been great, so I'll just leave off the A, the again part. But what it is now, yeah, it is America first. We have to put our country first.
Absolutely.
We definitely have to put our country
The
first.
number for the U.S. is 342 million people that's in the U.S., which is
Look
what
at
we
that.
know of, right?
Exactly.
And sometimes I don't even know what to really to pick up this. It's like I don't get it. But you know, at the same time, we are going into a rim where what we are experiencing right now is far from what is really coming our way. When it comes to the political rim, when it comes to the spiritual rim, when it comes to just society overall, what we are seeing, what is coming is not even close. These guys are creating the stage for what is coming.
Yeah.
And this is why we have to be so diligent of what we do. Things what we cannot at this present time. If we were emotionally person, this is the time where we have to remove emotion and put logic, principles, protocol, whatever you need to put in place, making sure that your emotion and your intellect don't collide.
I agree 100%.
Making sure that your emotion doesn't outweigh your common sense.
Okay. Exactly. Because remember, facts are not feelings and feelings are not facts. They never have been, they never will be.
Never will be.
Basically, get out your feelings.
That sounds like a bar.
Because it is.
Facts
Bars
are not
all day.
facts
And feelings are not
feelings.
facts. And that's basically what it's come to amongst the American conscious, to where you guys are stating your opinions, or you're passing your opinions and your feelings as facts, and they are not. It is your opinion and it is your feeling. And what you got to understand is that even though you may feel bad, that's the truth. Just because it makes you feel bad doesn't make it a lie. That just means you need to buck up and stop acting like a little bitch.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Life ain't fair. Wow. Life ain't fair. That's just what it is.
Teach them talks.
Yeah, life,
Teach.
Exactly.
You know, life definitely
All right?
isn't fair.
I went bald at 23 years old. Life is not fair. Okay?
This guy take it personal. I was like, yo.
When I
That's
went
just
bald,
what it is.
I think you had to personify it, but okay.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying that, you know, I'm like, you still have to, you know, you still got, like, look, we're all grown men. Like, you know, you have to keep on trucking. You have to keep on moving.
Not everybody could get a full beard, you know.
Huh?
Not everyone could grow a full beard.
Not everybody can grow a full beard. I can grow a full beard. Obviously he can't, but then he has but then he has 360 waves. Then he has 360 waves. All he has to do is brush him, and you know he's out here, you know, making him seasick.
Yeah,
Disgusting.
I need from the top and from the bottom.
Exactly.
I need everything. Yo,
Unbelievable.
so we have this new thing which you did brought up too, where so Trump is trying now to I don't know how I would say trying to I would say more of a distraction. So he come up with this $2,000 or this $1,000 of
2,000.
2,000.
Oh, the
of-
tariff
of
or
the-
dividends?
The tariff dividends of returning. I'm like, really? This is not gonna. So
First of all, we
he
don't
put-
need it. Put that
No.
towards
You don't need
No,
it.
you don't need it. You don't. Matter of fact, you need to add more to that.
Okay, look, let's put it this
Thank
way.
you, sir.
Let's put it
Thank
this
you,
way.
thank you.
No, we don't need it. That needs to be put towards the national debt. That's what that needs to be put towards.
Justin, talk for yourself, please.
No. What you
No.
don't understand, no. What you don't understand,
I'm
that
not-
needs to be put towards our debt because
I'm not forfeiting 2,000.
They're the one who created the debt.
Huh?
The debt was going down, and then he and the cronies push up back the debt ceiling.
yeah, but that's you have to. To be honest, I don't know.
So no,
they
at the
shouldn't
end of
give
the
us-
day, I don't give a
they
crap
shouldn't
anymore.
give us anything.
Give me mines.
Put it
Wait.
towards the debt.
Is there two set of checks? Because there's the tariff check and there's the inflation check.
No, it's
No,
the same thing.
it's
It's
the
the
same
tariff
crap.
check.
It's the
It's called a
same crap.
tariff dividend check. It's not an inflation check. No, it's a tariff dividend check.
What?
Check it out real quick. They
Yeah, it's a
started mailing out those checks
tariff.
last
No,
week.
No,
it's a tariff
you're talking
dividend
about,
check.
No, you're talking about the tax credit.
So about
check.
the earned
I
income
got
tax
one.
credit.
Yeah, and it's just like $200.
No,
Yeah.
there's another one called inflation check. Check it out right quick.
Inflation
That's the
check.
tariff dividend
That's a
check.
tariff dividend check.
It's
That's the same thing.
they,
I-
they started mailing it out like last week.
Nah, that's not.
Inflation check.
Let's put it this way. All that does is dig us. All that does is dig us deeper into a hole, into a debt.
The term inflation check primarily refers to the New York State inflation refund check.
Oh, that's for New York State then.
So this is probably local.
Yeah, that's for New York State. That's
A
the New York
one-time
State
issue
inflation
check.
Yeah,
check.
it's for local, for all of us if we live in New York.
Yeah,
we
that's in
follow-
New York State. I thought that was a nationwide thing. No, that's for New York State.
So
Remember, the tariff dividend is a nationwide thing. That's a New York State
No,
thing.
yeah, but New York, because the inflation was so high, they have
Yeah.
like excess surplus,
Something like
and
that.
that is going to be distributed to the New York residents.
Yeah, but see, there's a catch to that. I don't trust that.
So the breakdown is this: a single filter or married couple filing separately, income up to $75,200. Which I think that's where my check came in from, because I got a $200 check
Justin, see, you don't need it.
about 3 weeks ago.
Every
Income-
dollar I get, I earned.
Income tax,
I got
income
that too.
between
I got
75,000.
I got that too. I did earn mine too.
So
Yeah,
the higher you go in your salary, the less you get.
Correct.
So now
Yeah.
you're getting $150. This
Yeah.
is from
So
75,000.
that's basically to give all these broke people that you don't even deserve any money because you're broke, you're lazy.
You know what? That's gonna do. The disturbing stuff about that. It's like the more you make, the more they punish you.
Yeah.
So people are not going to be incentivized or encouraged to want to do more and make more.
Yeah, because they want to keep it. Don't you?
I know
Don't you see the blame?
certain individuals who get
They
certain
wanna
benefits.
They want to keep
like
everybody
out,
poor.
like out in Brooklyn.
They want to keep everybody poor. Don't you understand? They want to level the playing
I'm
field.
part of that. I'm
And when they
starting
say
to believe
Lead up to that.
they want to keep everybody poor. When they say level the playing field and equal for everybody, yeah, they
Yeah.
want everybody to be equally poor. That's why I don't take handouts.
I would say
I don't
I would
take
say lead
anything.
up to that. I think that is the case.
I don't take handouts. I'll rob a bank. I ain't taking no handout.
Stricken from the record.
Here we go.
Stricken from
Here
the
we
record.
go.
We're not robbing no banks here. We're
Stricken
gonna
from the
earn this.
record. Huh?
We're gonna
What
earn
do you
this.
mean?
Nah, but do you understand the
FDIC
concept,
insures them up to
but-
250,000. They're good.
Ouch. But you understand what he's saying, though? You understand what he's saying, though?
Clearly.
Like the
They
more
want us to be equally
like,
broke.
I know certain individuals right now, if they make under a certain amount of money, they get certain benefits. If they
Yeah.
make more,
Right,
the
right.
government starts subtracting.
You don't get nothing. Look, I'm a single
Right.
man. I have no children. I have no dependents. I
Right.
make $85,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
They
It's a
give
lot of
me
money.
nothing. I can't
Yeah,
get
because
anything.
they consider you in
Because according to them,
You gotta use some
I make too much money,
You're making
where in reality, there's no such thing as too much money. But,
but-
you know, for somebody, I'm being punished because I chose to be responsible. I chose not to have children, okay? I chose not to get to land myself in some ridiculous debt. They're like, oh, this guy's basically, I'm smart.
you
so
choose
they
to be
wanna punish me for
responsible.
being
you're
smart.
just being responsible.
Yeah,
exactly.
but they're punishing
But-
you for being responsible.
Right. You get taxed the most.
Yeah, they're punishing you. Well, I don't pay taxes.
Look,
but-
look.
you know
Even
what I'm saying?
Warren Buffett came out with it, where he says his secretary that makes $50,000 a year is paying more tax than him making millions
Yeah.
a year. And
Yeah.
it was something that one of the things that I rate with him or like with him, he was fighting for them to change the tax system, the tax laws for this, because he said we are making the money, tax us,
Yeah.
we can pay it.
Right.
But again, the corruption there, they're like, no, we're not gonna do that.
But then you gotta remember, the rich hide their money.
peen.
The rich hide their money. They hide their money in tax shelters. They hide their money in LLCs. They hide their money in irrevocable trusts. Because when you got an irrevocable
In their
trust,
mama's
the
name.
government can't touch you at all.
That I didn't know.
Yeah, these are the things. This is how the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor. Because the poor, this is what the poor do. They get $2,000.
So we should learn how these tax instrument works.
Yeah. Well, no, not on
I
top
mean,
of that.
even if we learn it, I
We
mean,
have
it's
to
just-
learn. we have to learn the tax instruments, which is, I agree 100%, that should be educated on, but also we are victims, especially the poor. We're all poor here.
Right.
We are victims to consumerism. Okay? We always look. Look how we look. We look a lot. We look rich, but we're not. We have all the name brand. We always got to get the new flat screen, the new air fryer, the new couch, the new this, the new that. Your girl needs a purse. You need the brand. No. You have to learn to do without. You have to live. You have to live.
I like that.
Beyond. Look, I have the same problem. Like, I'm not somebody that spends money on jewelry, on clothes, but I eat out every day. I eat out every day.
I eat out every day.
I spend probably $1,000 a month eating out.
I try to, what I try to do is I try to cut back on that. You know, I try to. When
I
go
love
to-
home cooked food, bro.
I try to cook now and
How
stuff
you,
like that.
how you
because-
gonna get it? You move on your own and stuff.
See, he
like-
know how
it's
to
not-
make
it's not
cereal
that easy.
now.
Huh?
He know how to make cereal now and eggs.
Yeah. Yeah, cereal.
I'm bothered. He taking me light. He taking
Yeah.
that lightly there.
No, but you definitely onto something to where we need to learn those tax instruments, but this is something that they don't teach us in school.
You know, yeah, part
They never taught us this in
You know
school.
what I realized?
They don't because
How
they
to
want us
manage
to
our
keep
budget.
surplus.
Yeah.
You know what I
They never
realized?
taught us civics. They didn't teach us anything
You
like
know what
that.
I realized?
What?
You make a pot of rice on a Sunday, you eat it all week.
Yeah.
Hey,
Look,
welcome.
dude,
Welcome.
on a Sunday,
Hey,
I make
you go to the supermarket and
Bro.
buy a rotisserie, right?
on a Sunday,
you buy
I
some
make
ribs.
it's just me. On a
You
Sunday,
buy a slab of ribs at the supermarket.
I make a
You know
huge
what I'm
pot.
saying? You every day you got meal.
Yeah.
Every day.
Look, on a Sunday, I make a huge pot of spaghetti. It's just me. Spaghetti and meat sauce. On a Sunday. That
Right
will
through the
last-
week.
That will last me till Wednesday. That
say-
will last me till
you
Wednesday.
say- you
And
say-
I will not get sick of eating spaghetti.
You're serving yourself. I don't get tired of eating rice and beans.
Yeah, see what it is. They used to force feed me.
I
rice
don't
and
get
beans.
tired.
I
So I'm not a rice and beans
got,
person.
I got a little gripe, a little grievance right now.
Uh-huh.
The oxtail used to be $13.
Oxtail is $28 now. That is ridiculous.
You try to buy a
$28 for
You try to
oxtails.
buy a large oxtail right now, you better go rob the bank.
Yeah.
That's stricken from the record. Not encourage you to rob the bank. It's just
Yeah, he's no, it's
a-
not sugar for the record.
why-
He just said he's gonna rob a bank.
Why you
All right.
Why you
Once
trying to-
again,
he trying to cen-
King Tox
Yeah, he trying to-
for the W.
You can't censor everything, man.
But I'm saying that is for a figure of speech, but
No.
it's, we are stricken it still.
That
from the
means
record.
that my influence is rubbing off on him. That's right. We're gonna rob
But
a
I
bank.
strike it. But I strike it.
We're
from the
gonna
record,
rob a
right?
bank. Set it off. Hey.
Guy, this toxic.
Say hello to the bad guy.
Bad guy. You know
He
that
look like a
cartoon?
villain.
Yeah. You know that cartoon they have they call the bad guys. It was like four. It's
Yeah.
a popular cartoon, man. It was like something. It's a movie though. It came out in.
That's what do you call those? Are that's not the Incredibles. That's I remember
I
that.
forget it.
I
yeah.
say I look like one
I
of
know
them
the
too.
I know the
They say I look like one of the characters too.
I
I
know the
forgot his name.
cartoons they call Boondocks.
Oh, the
Boondocks.
Boondocks. No,
No,
I
this
forgot the
one they
name.
call
This
the
was
bad guys,
This
man.
was a Pixar, and
They-
I forgot the name of it.
All,
The
they,
guy.
all of them just do crimes.
They just evil. Yeah, and I look like one of them too. I forgot the name
When
of
I
it.
come on late at night.
No,
It's a Pixar movie. They're
It was a
Pixar movies.
Pixar
The
movie.
Disney Pixar movies. Like, you know how they had the Incredibles? What the hell? I can't remember his name now. This is gonna drive me crazy. But I'm definitely
That's
like
where you get the influence from.
I influence nobody influences me. I influence people. I get influenced by the world around me. The bad guys, exactly.
I've seen that.
Those are the bad guys, exactly.
You got the snake.
Where you
You
trying to?
got the fox. You got I don't know. This is
That's a shark.
A shark or
Yeah.
alligator?
That's a shark.
And all these guys go around and make trouble.
They just make trouble, yeah.
Rob banks, beat up people.
I love being the bad guy. I love being the bad guy.
Hey, boy.
Say hello to the bad guy.
Can't you be a role model?
I am a role model.
Yeah, role model for evil people.
What do you
That's
mean
who
I'm
he's
Robert?
gonna-
I'm telling you that is the way to survive.
That's who he's going to be a role model to.
Who rules the world? You know who rules the world? The ruling criminal class. That's who rules the world.
Unbelievable.
It's sad,
Good
though.
people don't rule the world.
It's sad, though.
Good people are
But
enslaved.
he's hitting the nail on the head. He hitting the nail on the head.
Say hello to the bad guy. Come to the dark side.
Is that really what you're going to be pushing right now, man?
Huh?
This is a family-oriented show.
This is not a family-oriented show.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. This is the King Tox Hour. Okay?
The King talks our over that.
It's all about
Right here.
the toxicity.
Right here, we're the family guys.
Remember,
Thank you.
I want you to look into my eyes. It feels good. to do bad things.
Stricken from the record?
No, you can't stricken that for the record. You were impeding on my freedom of speech, sir.
You don't have no freedom of speech.
All
What
right.
are you talking
What
about?
I have freedom of speech.
No, that was on the record. That was on paperwork.
No.
Literally, it's not.
I have freedom of speech.
Yeah, keep on.
As an American national,
I was working the other day. I asked the manager, when's my break? She said, it's your first week. You don't get a break.
you don't get break.
I
Exactly.
said, wait. I get a lunch break.
Nah, you don't get no break. You got to
she
learn the
said
job.
No, everyone entitled for a lunch.
I said, well, I'm going to tell you what's the law. The law is within 6 hours, you got to afford me a break.
I'm like, okay,
Lunch,
I'm like, sir. I'm like, sir. I'm like, here you go. Here's your last paycheck. Don't ever come back here
Yo,
again.
I think they're gonna want to fire you for that. You try to step to them like that.
Yo, I feel like I know a little too much.
Huh? No, you've been in the post office too long, bro. Let me tell you something. The stuff that we're able to get away with in the post office in the real world doesn't work.
I'm telling Justin, I'm telling a lady, I feel like the girl keep harassing me. She said, so long as she didn't touch you. Did she touch you? I said, verbal harassment is a real thing.
That's crazy though. Why they have to touch you? I mean, you can harass someone without even touching them physically. What are you talking about?
Case in point. You see?
I love to be
You see,
harassed.
he gets it right away.
Yeah, we know you love to be harassed.
I love to be
You're
harassed.
toxicity.
Unless,
You know what Justin
unless,
said?
yo,
You know what Justin told me? He said, how you gonna report the girl?
yo, unless they ugly, big and swatty. Nah,
Then you're
I
gonna
won't.
report them.
Huh? No, I'm not gonna report them. I'm gonna slash their tires. You can't stricken that from the
You're not
record.
pushing any violence. We are stricken.
You can't stricken that for the records because most likely, if I slash their tires, I'm doing them a favor because they're fat and swatty. Most likely, the tires are gonna bust more weight from them driving around the car anyway.
Stricken from the
Yo,
record.
you guys just fix that. This guy just fix that. Yo, that was a nice pitch. That's why you toxic. Unbelievable.
It can't be. So here's the thing, though, with this Epstein thing, right? So they released the files. Trump signed for it. According to what going around in there's a lot of big names on it. They started coming out. Now, the thing is that some of the names, even though they are recorded in the files, but it just mentioned their name, not on a bad situation. So now the question, like TMZ was asking the question. They said, so you're gonna have like you have Bill Clinton, you have even a few actors and stuff like that is in those lists, is in that and is in the list.
Yeah.
But there refers to those guys who come up is not where some of them wasn't doing anything wrong.
Okay.
They would just probably mention like, you know what? I was at Toxicity, King Tox party the other day, and I saw Bill Gates pass through the area. I think he lived over there. So context like that.
Yeah.
Where the name would come up, and they said, now, if in that case, should they redact those names still?
Absolutely.
I don't think they should. What do you mean, redact them as far as
take
like
them out?
Take them out?
Right.
I don't know because then it takes away from the
It's
story.
irrelevant.
Because then there's holes in the story.
See,
See, I'm not with that. Like I'm not
Well,
with
use a
redacting
fi- use a-
names. I
use-
want
use a
I
fictitious
want
thing.
names named.
Yeah, for context. The thing
Yes.
is that you don't want to be calling people's name out because you create a liability on yourself. Why my name need to be associated with certain things? You know what I mean? Understand me?
Yeah, but if they were there,
But I mean, if they were
then
there,
if they were there,
Yeah, but if they're making reference.
yeah, because
yeah, but how you filter that out?
It's not implication.
because
You're
but
not-
it doesn't matter if they were there. So you know how you avoid not being mentioned? You don't go.
But
Because
someone-
obviously, if you were there, then you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing.
I don't know if so. I mean,
No.
I'm thinking some of these people weren't there to who
Most
names
people don't
gonna
know.
be
Most
on the
people
list.
don't know the depth of their associates' involvements.
And this is what TMZ was saying.
In
I
their
mean,
circle.
people names are gonna mention who wasn't
And
involved
then,
in anything.
and then it's gonna be
Then
misleading.
maybe they had a conversation with this guy one time,
Yeah.
and that may come up. It's not necessarily that he had a conversation. He could be at at some type of fundraising.
Yeah.
And Epstein was there, and they have some type of conversation where, Mike was talking to Epstein about this fundraising. Like context like that will come up. So what they say now, should they redact those type of names that's in the? But the thing is, if you redact, there's certain you're gonna miss the context of the story.
Exactly. But when you say it that way, then it should be redacted because if that's the case where you're telling me that these people weren't necessarily had anything to do there, but they
Right.
were just there, then that means that's a misdirection tactic. That means that they're trying to misdirect us from who was there.
Who was there?
So if that's the case, if they're
People,
innocent,
yeah, I see where you're going. So people who probably was there, they can redact and say, "Oh, the story was mentioned, such and such,"
Exactly.
and the person, which the
Exactly.
person probably was there.
it's tricky.
So
That's a very
it's
sticky
tricky.
situation. Yeah, it's
tricky.
very, very tricky.
It's gonna be.
Yeah,
very, very tricky.
It's more reason to redact it.
It is, but then, like he said, see, you know what it is? That's a double-edged sword. It really is.
It's a ticklish situation because
If the names are redacted, then it's not a complete story, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when it's not a complete story, that means people can find holes in the theory, and they can argue that down. But if the names aren't redacted, innocent people might get harmed that had nothing to do with whatever the situation was. So it's a lose-lose situation, like it really is. Like it's really messed. Like what it is, that whole Epstein thing is just. That's why I would say,
So,
you know what? At this point,
You know what? I don't go to Mexico. You know why?
why?
I don't like what these Jose.
Jose.
These Jose, you're funny. You're funny.
Redact that.
He doesn't like Mex. He doesn't like Mex. He doesn't. Basically, he's telling people he doesn't like Mexicans. He's from Belize. That's what he's saying. That's racist, sir. That's racist.
I don't know. You have to define that.
It's like.
You're gonna clean it up, bro. You're gonna clean it up.
Yeah, people are gonna get confused.
Yeah, they are. Well, I think that's the whole. But see, right, what you just said. That's the whole idea. Is to confuse people, because when you cause confusion, you control the narrative. Because people are not concentrating. Like, say for instance, you're concentrating on this ball right here. There's a ball right here, and then all of a sudden, another ball pops up. Now you lose your concentration on that one.
Correct.
It's misdirection.
Too many names in the
Yeah,
pot.
it's misdirection. And basically what that tells me, when there's that much misdirection as far as I'm concerned, and the way I think, you know what? Everybody's guilty.
What is it say? What these hoes say in Jose? You gotta take out Jose.
Exactly.
Like, oh.
Exactly. Exactly what he said.
I don't know, but I mean, but I'm looking on this.
Well, I've never been to Mexico, but I don't like what these hoes say. You know?
I've been to Mexico, but I don't like what these hoes say.
Okay. I don't know even if I need to restrict it from the record or just I'm confused myself here.
Just use the.
No, that's a Mexican dad joke. He's good. Nothing. There's nothing. But that's what it is with this whole Epstein case. Like, it basically is this. I'm telling you right now, those Epstein names will never be released. Okay? Everybody keeps thinking they're getting your hopes up. They're dangling a carrot in front of you by basically saying, "Oh, the Epstein." It's look. Wasn't it a couple of months ago that they said they were going to release the names, and then all of a sudden they did something else, and now it seems like every 3 months they're telling us they're going to release these names.
But look what they did now. As soon as they remember, Trump was also petitioned to release the names too. They're like, "Oh, and we are going to release the names.
Yeah.
I'm going to sign for that." And he was even calling on the judge to
Yeah.
But it was a strategy. It was
Because
mad
there's a whole bunch
strategy.
of people involved in that. It doesn't
So-
matter. Everybody's, as far as I'm concerned, anybody of any kind of influence, any kind of power, you're on that list. So you're not squeaky clean.
Listen,
You are not. And karma will get you.
we all here, and I can probably safe to say that we all here have dirt in our eyes. All of us have
Exactly.
some type of dirt in our eyes. Whether it's 10 years ago, whether
Yes.
it's 2 months ago, whether it's when you were a boy
Exactly.
growing up or a girl growing up, every single one of us have dirt in our eyes.
Yeah.
Now, would I say that I would point my finger on him because he have done something wrong? I would probably say, but in a constructive way of saying, listen, I would involve myself and say, listen, bro, we are going down a wrong path, bro. We need to revise this.
Right.
Because I have dirt too. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's not like my dirt is better than his dirt. Dirt is dirt.
Dirt is dirt.
At the end of the day. So the problem what I have with these people is that most of them, they're the ones who would come out first and like, "Oh, you need to punish. You're doing such an evil thing." When meanwhile, they're over there doing the unpardonable, committing the unpardonable sin.
Misdirection. They're pointing the finger at somebody else to derive the attention away from them.
It's just like remind me of that story in the Bible. I mean, for those who read the Bible, where these guys, they brought this harlot to
Yeah.
Jesus and saying that, oh, we found her shacking up. She's a whore. We found her was selling vagina and all that stuff. Now, the funniest thing is that Jesus already know the past, the future, the present at the same time. And knowing that some of them who were accusing her of doing or living this lifestyle was the one who was sleeping with her last night.
Exactly.
So Jesus said, like, you slime bags, whatever he write in the store. They saw it. They're like, yeah, we should stone her. So Jesus said, okay. All of you who have any one of you don't have no sin, stone her to death. The entire posse leave. So
They're throwing stones and hiding their hand.
the funniest thing is, so the moral of the story is that, these guys ready to persecute other people when they have the same dirt
Exactly.
in their eyes. It's just, this is the type
But
of
what they don't
society
understand is that karma is going to get them. One thing I've learned, karma is always going to get you. Always. We may not catch you, but karma is going to get you. And if it doesn't get you, and if it doesn't get you and skips you, then you know what that means? It's going to get to your children.
Ouch.
So remember that. You're always going to pay what you owe. So yeah, you might not get it, but your kids will.
Yeah, for every sin in a biblical way, including myself, every sin what we committed, we're gonna pay the price for it. However, whether it's to our children, whether it's to your family member, whether it's directly to you, whatever the case may be, it's not gonna go uncounted for. We will pay the price for it.
If that's the case, you might as well just be openly evil and toxic, and everything will be fine.
Stricken that from the record.
What do you mean?
I do that.
Stricken that from the
You're
record.
becoming very predictable, man.
What do you mean?
You can't be censoring the
No.
guy.
Yeah, but see, look, I'm openly evil and I am extremely toxic. Guess what? I sleep like a baby at night. My conscience is clear because I know exactly the kind of person that I am.
Even people don't have conscience.
Huh?
You realize that?
Yes, they do have a conscience.
What conscience
They're
they have?
consciously evil.
Ouch.
Trust me, I know.
You know what's bothersome? He's right.
Exactly. Remember,
Yeah, that's the sad part of it.
evil spelled backwards is live. That's just what it is.
Evil live.
Evil spelled backward is live.
Live.
just like red rum
Is murder.
spelled backwards is murder.
Is murder.
Red rum.
Red rum. Is murder.
Wow, people. Anyway, so,
I like that. This guy's
well, our society is coming to shots, to hell, to dog mess. We don't know what the outcome is going to be for the next, I would say, you have Trump next, 3.5 years, actually 3 years left.
About 3 years.
You have Mandani, who just come with a full 4 years, at least for New York. I don't know about the rest of the states, how their structure is. Texas. I don't know. That's another state within a state of. I don't even know what to call it.
I believe so much in the American spirit because we all there's a certain American spirit, a rebellious American spirit. What's eventually going to happen? There's not going to be, I don't think we're going to be enslaved. There's going to be a revolt. There's going to be an uprising. It's getting to that
I can
point.
foresee that.
There's going to be an uprising. And I mean in a good way. Because a lot of people, like I said, they're trying to pit us against each other, men versus women, black versus white. But if the collective conscience as a whole actually rises above that nonsense and actually sees it for what it is, that they recognize that we're being played across the board, there's going to be an uprising. There will be a revolt.
I think so too.
And that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. A bad thing is this fantasy style thinking, or thinking that, the government is here to save you, or there's certain leaders that, oh no, they're going to save us. Nobody is here to save you.
That's heavy.
You need to think for yourself.
That's heavy.
You need to realize that you're being played.
I second that.
That you are being played, and once you realize that, you're going to get angry.
I concur.
And when you get angry, you know what I'm saying? You want to keep your emotions at a level, and that's when you strategize. That's when you organize. And that's
a fact.
That's when a dynamic shift in power will occur. but you got to stop believing what you hear on the news. You got to stop believing what they're
You gotta
telling
start
you.
thinking for yourself.
You think for yourself. You don't let people think for you. You don't tell them, oh, this is what you should think. This is what they've been doing with us. This is what propaganda is. They've been propagandizing us for God knows how long.
For a minute.
You understand what I'm saying? So that has a lot to do with it. And once as a collective conscience, and a collective conscience of 342 million people to uprise and actually be on the same level, do you have any idea what kind of frequency that is?
I mean, 342 million people.
342 million people.
And
we all rise.
That would be including Trump.
You know, like he's yeah, including Trump. You know, Trump. He's
so
just
you can't say 340.
Trump is a lost cause. Trump. I'm at the point now. Trump is a lost cause.
And then the corrupted.
He's 80 years old. Yeah, he's corrupted. He's corrupted. And like I said, karma's gonna hit you, Trump. And if it doesn't hit you, it's gonna hit your kids. It's gonna hit your loved ones. It's gonna hit people that you genuinely care about, because even the devil loves his own kids. You understand? So there's gonna be, you know, like I said, the people now that are on top, that, you know, you're doing bad things to be on top. Trust me, your day is gonna come. And when the collective conscious gets to a certain point that people have just had enough, and that's what's happening, you know, there's gonna be an uprising. There's gonna be a revolt. There really is.
See what's going on too with Beavis. You see what he did when he gave Beavis and Butthead the full rights now for them. So they started doing development in what's that country there? They're just where they
Where?
Palestine, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
Palestine, yeah.
Yeah. So they started doing development down there now.
Yeah.
They approach him about it and say, okay, how now, since you have is some type of an ethical issue where you have your kids, Beavis and Butthead, which you gave to run the company, they are doing development now in this country that was suffering based on some, you know, what Israel was doing towards them and stuff like that. And then you having some type of a development going on. Isn't that some type of ethical? Oh, he's like, well, you know, I have nothing to do with those companies. I mean, I separate myself from it. I was like,
He's deflecting.
Please.
He's deflecting.
What are you talking
and
about?
all that's going on.
You still own the company.
Yeah. No, and then all that's going on, that's all part of the greater Israel project, to where they're still genociding people out there. Mm-hmm. They're not showing it on the news, but we know, if you look through certain, they're still killing people out there by the thousands.
There was something
on a daily basis.
Slipped through that.
It's ethnic cleansing.
That they started. They were doing some.
And it's still going on. It's still going on.
It's just not on the news where they were saying that Yahoo is still launching.
Netanyahu.
Yahoo.
Yahoo. He calls him Yahoo.
Yahoo, I call him. I mean, it's still part of his name.
That's not even his real name. His real name is Milikowski. He's a Polak.
The president is
he's the prime minister of Israel.
Israel, right?
Yeah.
And then his whole cabinet, him, his wife is completely insane. His son is like 10 times worse than he is.
There you go, Lager. You just dragged this man.
You know what I'm saying? His son is 10 times, because they are the problem, sir. Look, right now, Scheinbaum, who is the prime minister, the president of Mexico, you know that the Generation Z in Mexico, they're not talking about it, but they are revolting right now as we speak because of what's going on in Mexico, that they're not talking about that. Scheinbaum ain't even Mexican. You know what she is? She's Israeli. You understand? Like I keep saying, you get rid of Israel, you solve the world's problems. Why do you think they're going so hard? Why do you think they bought TikTok? Why do you think they bought Paramount?
Who bought TikTok?
What do you call it? Larry Ellison.
They didn't buy it yet.
Yeah, they bought TikTok. They bought the American version of TikTok to push this Israel propaganda like Israel's great and they're our greatest ally. They are not our greatest ally.
I don't think that happened.
They bought Paramount. Remember, this is what I read. I read this every day.
I've seen that too.
You understand? Larry Ellison, they're trying to do, look across the board. Look, the United States the United States Postal Service, Postmaster General, is a Zionist.
So here
is Israeli.
Look at this foolishness as you brought up TikTok, right? Technology. Jump
remember the American version of TikTok.
But here's the thing.
Yes.
Here's the foolishness and the dumb people behind all of this, and even including Trump where all of this is a sham, because you're looking at, you bought their version of TikTok.
Yeah.
It's still connected to the Chinese database.
Of course.
And run by the Chinese still. It's just that this portion over here, they kind of dictate how certain things should happen. But it's still connected to their main database.
China's been telling us the truth the whole time. See, China doesn't like us. China doesn't like us.
I can see why they wouldn't like it too. I wouldn't blame them either.
I don't think anybody likes the United States. You understand? Because of what the United States has done in the past, 100, 200
And even
years.
present.
Yeah,
and what they're doing in the
exactly.
present.
But China has been telling the people the truth. But the people here, not everybody, but a good 70, 80% of the people here in the States don't want to believe them because they believe what's told to them on the news by the American media. The American media does not care about us. They never have. They never will.
Give us what they want.
You understand? Because they're bought and paid for by certain powers that be. So this is why Russia and China is our biggest enemy. They're not our biggest enemy. They're our government's biggest enemy. Because Russia and China knows exactly who our government is. They know exactly, Russia and China looks at our government, we know you're cowards. We know you're scumbags. And when your people, when your constituents find out how much of a dirtbag you are, you guys are in trouble. See, these guys that run the higher powers, which is the guy, mind you, the government isn't even the highest power. It's the corporate billionaires that dictate to the government, to the American government, how everything is done here. So what happens when all that falls apart, or when people start finally waking up?
Interesting.
When people start, that's why I tell people everything is. See, you know what's funny? They make everything easy for us. You know why? They make everything so convenient because they want us to be dumb. You understand? Knowledge is power. It really is.
Absolutely.
I read everything. When I tell you I read everything, I read everything. People get mad at me. Oh, he's a know-it-all. No, I'm not a know-it-all. I just know what I know. I just happen to know a lot.
Absolutely.
You understand? And the more I know, the angrier I get, because then I'm realizing I've been played my whole life. And that really angers me. That really angers me because nobody plays with me. You understand? Like it's not. We're talking about our livelihood. We're talking about our way of life here, and our way of life has been a sham. It really has. There is no American dream. It's an illusion. And this is once the people start realizing that, and you have to come to grips with that. A lot of people don't want to realize it. Cognitive dissonance is a real thing, to where people don't want to believe that because it's uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable truth.
Break that down, though.
Cognitive dissonance is a real thing. Cognitive dissonance is basically a man cheats on his wife.
Right.
And a wife has caught him 1,000 times cheating.
Right.
Her girlfriends keep telling him, you need to leave him. He's doing you dirty.
Right.
And she's saying, oh, you don't know him like I do. Knowing that this man incessantly cheats on her. That's cognitive dissonance. And this is what the American psyche has as a whole. That they're so uncomfortable and actually wrapping the real truth around their head, because the real truth of our country is a very, very ugly and dark, scary truth. And people have to embrace that.
The backside to that too is also self-denial, which you can
Exactly. Same thing. Same thing. Yeah, it's basically cognitive dissonance. Same thing. Self-denial. Like it's not. And people have to wake up. They have to stop being so sensitive. Oh, they lose me with that. Oh, I feel you lost me already. When people say, "Oh, I feel you lost me already," that means you lack critical thinking skills. Okay, you don't know what you're talking about, and you are easily controlled by your own feelings.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up. Well, the funniest thing there were one of the things we want to kind of touch a little bit before we kind of wrap up. We're coming to that time. So
I swear I love these shows because these things go by so fast for me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I could be up here for hours.
The thing what we were discussing and off record is that
it's very deep.
We are seeing now where the U.S. is finding now where we're looking at where they kind of are coming in treason in a sense, where they started blowing up these boats.
Yeah.
I think somebody in a fisherman in Jamaica found I think it was like
body parts?
No, a couple of million in cocaine and in funds as well.
Oh, really?
I guess maybe from one of those boats they blow up. Or
yeah.
I don't know if that's how that's where it's coming.
Wait, what did he do with it?
What?
He reported it?
Yeah, I guess because the government. I mean, he probably report what he thinks.
What he saw.
What he. I don't know if he report everything. I mean, a lot of people are like, you're a dummy. And Who knows? Maybe he was. I think it was like 50 million in maybe.
What, in drugs or
cocaine
cash? Or drugs and cash?
I think it was mixed up. So the fact that it was out there on the internet, that means it was reported. Now
Yeah.
the question is, did he report everything? Who knows?
I'm like, if he was smart, no.
Just the fact that
If he was
just the
smart,
fact
no.
Just the fact that he reported it is a little unsettling.
But we don't know. He just, because eventually maybe somebody will see him and he said, oh, yeah, I did report it. They can't tell how much he found.
I would have reported half of it.
Yeah, they can't tell him what he's found.
I would have kept the other
He
half.
could have said, okay, there could be 100 million in revenue in there, and he just reported.
And he
50
just
million.
reported 50 million. Smart.
we don't
That's
know.
pretty smart.
We don't know at the
You
end
wouldn't
of
have reported anything, Tox.
him. There's nothing reported.
No, I'm not reporting nothing.
There's
The
nothing
only
reported.
reason I would report something is if I found it and then all of a sudden a police boat comes, like, yeah, this just came out. But if nobody's around, I'm just like,
This made my point.
babe, get the net. Babe, get the net. What? Get the net. Hurry up and get the net. Hurry up and get the
Sorry, in Cuba by now. But what the story what I'm trying to bring up, that was kind of a side piece, but the U.S. now is striking these boats in international waters
Okay.
and blowing up these boats, killing these people. Whether they're evil, they're drug addicts, or they're planning to bring drugs. My problem is
They
that.
can't do that in international waters.
But that's what they're
Yeah,
doing.
yeah.
And they're finding using these excuses. Nowadays trying to attack Venezuela.
Those
right?
are ICC violations, but
So-
they're going to get hit with those.
So Venezuela is right now the U.S. is about to kick off a war
Yeah.
with Venezuela. So Venezuela is lined up. They have the battleship, one of the destroyers out there already in the.
You know
the
why they
area.
really want Venezuela, right? You know the real reason why they want
What, the oil?
Venezuela? Under Lake Maracaibo is one of the biggest oil reserves in the world. Bigger than in
So
the
there
Middle
you go.
East. It's always been. Remember, the U.S. had control of that until Chavez took over Venezuela back in 2005.
So they're trying to reclaim back now.
Now they're trying to reclaim that. They always had control of that. And then the U.S. always had the control. The U.S. controlled that interest. That was a U.S. interest, that huge oil reserve under Lake Maracaibo. And then how I know this, because I'm Venezuelan. My mother tells me about this. We were supposed to go to Venezuela, and then Chavez took over, and we couldn't go. Because when you were going over there, they weren't letting people come back. And I was raised here. I'll be damned you're going to keep me in Venezuela. You better put me in front of a fire squad. As far as I'm concerned, that's a third world country. I'm not staying there. Now it really is a third world country. So, but that's why, but now the U.S. is stepping in because now 20 years later, I guess, which I think is messed up with the U.S. because I think the U.S. saw that it was becoming socialist, and everybody knows what happens to every socialist country. Socialist countries do not, socialism is not a good thing. Nothing survives in socialism. Nothing. So now, 20 years later, because it is 20 years since Chavez took over, and then he died, and then Maduro took over. You see what's happening in Venezuela. Children are eating out of garbage cans. That's how bad it is over there.
It's crazy.
So now the U.S. is going to step in, take over, and take back the controlling interest of that
And
of
this,
that oil
this is
reserve.
one of the things where they probably was using as a scapegoat now to kind of initiate
Of course.
the action because
Of
they said
course.
some of these boats were coming from Venezuela. I mean,
Yeah.
I think majority of it they said it was coming from Venezuela.
Yeah.
And they claim that these guys are coming to the U.S. to distribute drugs, to create violence.
That's
and
the
so-
setup.
so- I'm like, okay, fine. That's what you think. Let's
Yeah.
hypothetically say that that's the case. You are attacking these people into preventing is good,
Yeah.
right? Preventing is good. However, in this context, you cannot use this because you don't know someone's heart, what they do. I can get up.
They
and
they get way to your border and get nervous and change their minds.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I can sit right here, and that door right there, I can get up and start walking towards the door. And by the time I reach where this light is at, I divert and go to where the mixer board is at.
Yeah,
Change
right.
my mind, whatever the case may be. You don't know. So until they reach into U.S. waters, and even so, I still would not support them blowing up the boat.
Yeah.
You can infiltrate that boat. You can, whatever. You have the National Guard. You have the Coast Guard. You have all type of a technology where you can
You intercept it. You intercept it.
Yeah.
And then
Correct.
that would be valid.
And now they would be valid for the, but now you are killing these people in international
Because now
waters.
you got hard
Yeah.
evidence, you got proof.
But see, what they don't
You
want to
caught
say
them
about
red-handed.
that, that's going to come back and bite them, because when you do that in international waters, this is a ICC violation, International Criminal Court.
The Poles should be the one who is dealing with that.
Yeah, and Interpol will deal with it. Most likely, Interpol's probably been conducting investigations since the first time we heard about it. Remember when we first time we heard about it, we were talking about it right here? They've probably been investigating that since then. Unless the U.S. already has somebody on Interpol's side, and Interpol's already compromised. But even if Interpol is compromised, there's somebody in there that's not, because you still got Declaration of Human Rights, you got World Criminal Court, you got the International Criminal System. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole bunch of things that are beyond just national laws. Like there are global laws, there are global rights, and you're absolutely right. Like it was, like to me, be honest. Like I said, I'm half Venezuelan, but we've always controlled that oil. I think we need to go back and control that oil, because obviously it's clearly evident that oil is on this side of the world. Most likely, it's going to be used for consumption on this side of the world.
But it's the people
and then
and
we don't
oil.
have to deal with these people.
What
in the
we
Middle East.
have to do with it, even though yes, the country and myself and other people would benefit from that additional oil that coming into the U.S. to create some type of balance of the economy. Nonetheless, is that this is the people and oil. It's just like going to Iraq or going to any third world country or any, not even just third world, any country, and take over their belongings. I mean, that's invasion.
It's illegal.
It's illegal. So at the
Of
end
course
of the
it's
day,
illegal.
you know, taking control over these people, it's not like we have no treaty with these people. Like we are a partnership like Mexico and so forth like that. We're not like that with them. So at the end of the day, you don't have no rights to go over there and take any control over. I mean, the U.S. always trying to bully the lower sector of of the world, and this is one of the things why they were like the big dog worldwide for a long period of time. That has changed. That has changed.
They're not the big dogs no more.
And they are trying to reclaim that. And I think the slogan what Trump uses, I think that's from the structure he's coming from, where he says trying to make America great again.
Yeah.
Not great in the contents of we were wealthy financially, we were good, but wealthy of, but structure of we want to become the bullies again. We want to become the big
And that's
dogs.
not going to happen.
I hope that's
Yeah, no, it is. He's very right. He's very right.
Again, this is
But
speculation.
what is? They're not
this
the
is
bullies no
assumption.
more.
Right.
Russia and China are the big dogs on the block now.
They're the big dogs on the block.
They're the
now.
big dogs. Russia and China.
North Korea would add to it. They're the big dogs. And
Yeah, well,
US
not as well. North Korea,
not as China and Russia, but
not as much as, but China, basically China and Russia are the big dogs now.
and the U.S. can't
just
stand
make America great. What do you think?
Yeah.
Take that
I mean,
down.
to be honest, if it was up to me, I'd isolate America from the rest of the country, from the rest of the world, just so we can. But I mean, isolate just so we can get right. See, well, like I said, well, us being Americans, we're being put last in our own country.
Should never happen.
No, we need to look at Dubai. Do you know why Dubai looks so opulent? Because all that money goes right back into their economy. Now,
Same
don't
thing-
get me wrong on
same
what's
thing-
outside of Dubai, because I heard that's like, a wasteland. And that's where all the poor people live, on the outside of Dubai.
Yeah.
That's, but that's their own issue.
Still Emirates?
Huh?
Still Emirates?
Yeah, in the Emirates.
But I mean,
On the outs-
you don't have to go to Dubai. China is the perfect example.
Yeah.
When China, they started building and they started developing and they're putting back into
And they're putting back in.
into their
But
society.
see, China's a social, they're communists, though.
I mean,
See, I'm not for communism. I'm really not.
Look out
I
for
am
your people.
not-
I'm not
Look
for
out your
communism.
people.
I'm not
Look
for
out your
communism.
but at the
or
same
socialism.
time, they're looking out for their people. You see what I'm saying?
Jewish
Yeah.
should look out for his people.
And this is what
Yeah.
the U.S. But this country rides on so much corruption, so much false stance, so much whatever this country was built on, and because of that, it create an habitual behavior.
Yeah.
And because that behavior was created, it's hard to. It's just like you
You can't break
get
the cycle.
yeah, you have this habits where it becomes a part of your nature, so it's
ingrained.
hard to break away from
And to
that.
be honest, I feel that our federal government needs to be eradicated. And it needs to be eradicated, and it needs to go back to where each state governed themselves.
That's chicken for the record.
So no, I'm serious,
No, but
because
he's talking in the context
I mean,
of,
as far as
if you
New York needs to run New York, Texas needs
Need
to
to
run
be
Texas.
need to be
North
You're
Carolina
looking-
needs
well,
to
it needs
run
to be
North
abolished.
Carolina.
Say about it need to be
No, they need to be eradicated.
No,
Now,
what
when I
you're-
say eradicated, I don't mean murder.
Murder,
What I
yeah,
mean
that's what you're
is
looking
that
at. Separation,
Eradicate-
state-run.
we don't need a president.
So
We don't need a vice
it needs
president.
to be dismantled. then.
Listen, yes, no, eradicated, complete, not dismantled, eradicated. That means you get rid of Congress, you get rid of Senate, you get rid of the presidency. We don't need them. You get rid of the IRS. We don't need them.
Well,
Each state governs themselves.
We need Congress though
No, we don't.
to create balance.
No,
they
we don't, because Congress doesn't do
they-
anything except take money.
They
Listen,
pass laws.
no.
Isn't Congress?
Yeah, they pass
Technically-
laws to benefit themselves. Congress has not done anything for us in the last 100 years. Congress has not done nothing for us except line their own pockets.
Technically,
understand?
I would agree with
Congress doesn't do
Where
anything for us.
The state, I mean, we have the states already. Each state's already creating their little law, but the oversee laws, meaning the global laws, which Congress creates.
Federal laws.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
federal,
the federal laws.
I mean, it's a case. It's interesting to venture into. But there has to be some type of a main control, though.
To be a congressman, initially when Congress was created, when this country was first created, congressmen were not supposed to be career politicians. A congressman, he's a congressman of a certain district,
Certain term.
right? He gets paid a per diem. Okay? He still has a regular job. I can be a congressman and still be working at the post office. And then this is my extracurricular because I'm serving my congressional district. I get paid a per diem. Okay? What happened down the line, as the United States got bigger and we started making more money and Congress started gaining more influence, they started voting laws to pay themselves on a yearly basis instead of per diem. It was supposed to stay per diem because you're not supposed to be making more money than your constituents. You are a public servant.
Right.
So what that means is that you make a fair amount of money.
Correct.
Okay? But what happens? Now you have influence. Now you're getting bribed. Same thing with Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi, you're reading, she's a great investor. No, she's not. She was bribed those various stock, those stock options, investments, whatever she got, stock tips. She got those in return to pass a bill for maybe some corporate giant that wants to do fracking in North Carolina because he wants to take all the cobalt out of those mines in North Carolina or something like that. So in order to get that passed, you give Nancy Pelosi,
Look out for me.
$22 million in
One hand wash.
$22 million in stock.
I mean,
That's about to go public in about a week.
the thing is, I would
You
say
understand?
we
My bad. But
verify that
No,
information is here. Reason why I'm not
yeah.
knocking it down.
yeah, it's an
because-
example. I'm not,
Reason why I'm not even knocking that down because the same thing with the judge, this black judge, or what's his name, where he was also this is facts now. This is not something we're speculating.
Yeah, yeah.
He was accepting funds from these wealthy donors to do certain things on the Supreme Court.
Exactly.
So this is why, as I said, I am not knocking it down because that could be the case.
Yeah.
However, do your research and see if it is practical. But
Yeah.
what I share with you, that is facts, where the black judge, forgot what his name, he was taking bribe from these wealthy guys, sending his daughter to the richest schools.
Exactly.
Taking
I know which one.
right, taking funds, getting, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
I mean, so, and the funniest thing, one of the things which I said, I'm going to use the same term, these lifetime judge need to abolish that law.
Exactly. And this
You serve a term. You have
Exactly.
4 years. You're going there. Now, if you set up the term where you're going 4 years and people like what you're doing and stuff, they vote you back in.
all these jobs,
This is crazy.
You see all these federal jobs, congressional, senatorial, city council. None of these jobs were meant to be full-time jobs. They were meant to be jobs to serve your community, your congressional district, your state, your county, your city, so on and so forth. These were not meant to be full-time jobs. Even the job of the President of the United States. Usually, initially, the President of the United States would be somebody that ran a big corporation. He would step down from his corporation, be the president for 4 years, on a very, very meager salary, because obviously he already makes money from his corporation. He steps down, goes back to his corporation. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to stay here and be a career politician. Joe Biden was a politician for 50 years. Joe Biden never had a job in his life. He was a politician. That is not a job. You're just a middleman, and you're taking people's money. You're taking people's money, you're pocketing tax dollars, and then you're doing favors on the back end. You're nothing but a legalized mobster. I respect gangsters from the Italian mafia more than I respect, people in various government positions, because you're a dirtbag. You took advantage of your position. At least with gangsters in the mafia, they know exactly what they are.
Absolutely.
You understand?
Because the judge is Clarence Thomas.
Yeah,
Clarence Thomas. Yeah, Clarence Thomas. Yeah.
And there's a sad thing is like why they have these rules. I always question it. Why you have these people on a lifetime position? I want a lifetime.
Exactly. He shouldn't be. He shouldn't be.
They should be. Right. I mean, you have all these other rules. I mean,
they should have term limits. They should have term limits. 2-year term limit.
Yeah,
4-year term limit.
4 year or whatever they should. Not a lifetime. I mean, the only time these guys come on unless they're dead or retired.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah. And it should be, and their salaries should be whatever is according to wherever they're from, wherever they live at, to just keep up with cost.
The thing now, you have corruption inside of there. How you get rid of it? Because you can't. I mean,
you can't.
Anyway, let's final thought. We kind of ran out of our time period, but it was very interesting. So, starting from you, Justin, what is your
well, my final thought to the people of New York City, ha ha, jackass. That's why. And then also, like we've been this was actually a really good conversation tonight. You really need to utilize critical thinking, okay? Absolutely. Stop allowing the media, stop allowing newspapers, stop allowing celebrities to tell you how to think. Do your own research, okay? Knowledge is power. 100%. You know why they put everything in books? Because they know you motherfuckers don't read. Knowledge is power. And then take in everything. Don't just go with one side because that's what you feel comfortable with. The truth is not supposed to be comfortable. The truth was never supposed to be comfortable. You know what's comfortable? Lies. That's why they call it beautiful lies and the ugly truth. That's my final thought for tonight.
It's deep.
Your final thought?
My final thought is just keep embracing family. Family. My grandma used to say, good friends are better than pocket change. Keep your family dear. Enjoy Thanksgiving and give God thanks all the time. His glory.
For real.
All right.
People, my thing is focus on logic, focus on principle, focus on analyze things. We're going to have snake coming, what they have a saying, sheep come in wolf clothing.
That's a fact.
And
yes.
You have to pay attention to these things. I'm hurting too, from the federal level, from going to be the state level. I'm hurting, but at the same time, with that hurt, I still have to think critical. I still have to think logic. I have to separate my intellect from my emotions.
Yes.
And see things. Now, I can't control everything, or I cannot stop everything. I still would have a little voice. I still gonna petition my little voice, what I have, and still can do what I can do in my human power. Now, I may have all our support. I mean, I would probably suggest to a few million people, and they may follow my direction, but the outcome still would remain the same. That may happen, that sometimes happen, but at the same time, we still need to fight. But at the same time, one of the things where our main downfall is that we don't think on our own, we think with too much emotion.
Yes.
And Kandadi is a perfect example where he came
Kandani.
and sweet talk us, knowing well, because he even back-talk himself right a couple of days before the election. Back-talk, what they call it, step back, I guess.
You know, at his celebration party, he had a cash bar. Can you believe that? When he was announced that he won the mayoral race, he had a cash bar.
No way.
So that's who you voted for. Somebody that had a cash bar. He was even too cheap to even give y'all free drinks. And you think you're going to get free buses and free rent.
I'm glad this happened, just like when Trump
exactly.
I'm glad it happened. The sad part of my black behind is going to face it. But I don't mind. You know what? Because all of your bums are going to face it. Anyway.
Exactly. Oh, and ladies, Maga Porter has told me that he will be installing a stripper pole with a small stage. You know, so if you ladies want to come after work, relax, you know, pour around the stripper pole. Maga said you're more than welcome to. You know what I'm saying? You can DM me at 3 Kings Just. Call me. And
Chicken from the record.
what do you mean? You said you was installing a stripper pole.
Well, where? When am I?
We're gonna put it in the background. So
And
as
do
we're
what?
talking, she's just
What are we
twirling.
gonna do with the pole?
Huh?
What are we gonna do with stripper
She
pole?
will.
What you mean? She
The-
will.
the reader in the-
She will. You know what I'm saying? Now look, these are only for women. Okay, these are not for high calorie women. Okay, I don't want y'all breaking my stripper pole. Okay, these are only for the sexy ones, preferably brown skin. Thank you.
On that note, we'll see you next time, same place. Peace out.
Peace.